Third time lucky. Hello everyone, midlife Game-ist. I'm back in real VR fishing. Hope everybody's well. Exciting days ahead. More releases coming tomorrow, but today we've got an update. We've got free DLC, and it's a new Japan map location, which is S6, which is Shakotan Cape. Let's check it out. So as you can see, it's a saltwater location. It's quite nice. No new species of fish, unfortunately. Maybe that will come in the future. But it's still a new location to fish at and catch sharks. So I'm not quite sure what the goblin shark likes. Can't remember. But we could go for the good old crawfish, because that's most rare species will go for that. Let's see if we can catch one. Not sure what the animations are going to be. I've literally come in, had a quick look, tried to stream twice. Apologies to everyone who tried to watch those. I deleted those before they were on for too long. But hopefully, fingers crossed, all will be good. Might be because I opened up the multiplayer, so that could have been the reason why. A goblin shark, flying squid. So how is everyone? Tomorrow we got a few releases coming out. Usual thing for the quest. I think we've got the bow and arrow game, which looks like a bit like Elven Assassins multiplayer tower defense game. Got Operation Wolf, which I'm excited for, and I'm hopefully, if the internet stays stable, I'll be live streaming that one tomorrow on the PS2, PSVR 2 I should say. Looking forward to that because I used to like the arcade back in the day, and I played it on the Spectrum and Commodore 64. So I'm interested to see what they've done with the VR version, because we had Operation Warcade a few years back. That's been out on both PSVR, the original one, and on the Quest as well. And that was more of side-scrolling, but it was quite basic. So the screenshots I've seen, it looks very much like you're going into the screen as well as sort of across it, and it's got 360-degree like horde mode as well. So that could be quite a fun game to play. I don't think it's co-op or multiplayer though, which I think that would have been quite cool if you could have played through the campaign on the board is in multiplayer. Maybe that'll be in some DLC later on. Pacific, sorry I caught you. seeing any animations yet. Wondering if we get a whale or something new. Should be looking around. The low mist over there. Just another. Sorry. I'm going to cast over there. Yeah, it's like low mist rolling across. It's big. So the devs have announced that they've got the east coast of the US coming as expected. This is, which would be cool. So I suspect that will be released with at least 10 pilot fish, with at least 10 locations. I would have thought, because that's what the South Korean and the the West Coast came out with, and I'm sure the Japan DLC came out with 10 locations to start with, so I'm sort of half expecting that to be 10 locations, and I reckon it'll be $10.99 as well, much like the other two were. So the base game's $14.99, and then you can buy the DLC for $10.99. So the West Coast US, and then all of the, everything that came with that is free on top of that, and the same with the Japan. So we're getting all these additional maps. Which I think there must be 50 or 60 locations now, easily. Probably more. That feels like a big fish. Mind you said that about the last one. Putting up a lot of fight. See, it's thin actually. Whatever that is. Quite big. Jumping. Why is it not jumping? Oh, disappointing. Biggest disappointment of the sea fishing is the red sea bream. Puts up such a fight that you think, oh, I've got something decent on the end of the line, and then it's no. Doesn't really put up much of a fight after that. We've got a little nibble. Come on. Yes. Oh. Hello, Carson. Oh, okay. Oh, right. cool. So you're playing Quantar? Is that the one you were talking about? I missed the beginning of that. The comment there. Where are we going to cast out to? That's not where I was aiming. I wanted to go over there. That's it. There's something there. There's like a Final Fury fighting game coming out that I've seen the developer posting little tweets about, which is like a first-person version of, say, Virtual Fighter, which looks quite cool. Still haven't seen any animations, unless I'm missing them. I don't know where to look. Sometimes they happen behind you. Hi! Hope you're well. So you excited for Operation Wolf then, Carson? Biggest thing we've caught so far today, the amberjack. Looking, no. So sometimes they do an animation of like something walking behind you. Yeah, well done. Yes. It's always good to support the developers. They put a lot of work in. And any funding they can get at an early stage helps them to progress that game further. Spend time investing in it and put out the game that they want as well. I never believe that a developer would ever set out to develop a game thinking, oh, let's just put this out there. They always want to create the best gaming experience they can that they'd want to play themselves. That's what I believe. Oh, really? Long time ago. Long time ago. Yeah, I played it on the Spectrum and the C64 if you're still on about Operation Wolf. As well as in the arcade. Then maybe we'll get Operation Thunderbolt, which did bring the 2-player game. That'd be quite cool. Saying that, it's probably another red sea bream. Wahoo! Nearly lost it that time. Picking up a fight. Well, that's going back. Nearly lost it. Enough. That's putting up a fight. Maybe this is going to be a PB. Could be. I missed it again. No one put up a fight like this before. If this isn't a personal best, then maybe they've changed the... Yeah, that's true. What, sell out is... I still don't think they want to sell out. They probably try as much as possible to create the games that they want to create. It's not even a personal best. That that was such a difficult fish to land. Maybe they've changed the difficulty. Made it more difficult to catch fish. And then they end up making Call of Duty every year, or every other year, like Triarch. I'd love a Call of Duty in VR, although we've got in contractors, there's so many decent maps now. Actually, I need to jump back in there and maybe stream it again, because there must be, I know they did some Star Wars locations in one of the latest mods, and I haven't checked it out, but we had all the Call of Duty maps. Somebody was gradually releasing all those, which is really cool, and all the weapon skins. So that's very cool to see. There's nothing out there. So is that one swimming around there, or is that my imagination? There's definitely one there. Not there. The name there. I was aiming there. Thank you. Ooh. We have a little nibble. So I'm guessing you're a bit of a retro fan, Carson, by the sounds of it. Michelle Pfeiffer. Something different. I love the animations on these. so cool. The amount of detail that's gone into that. I'm going to release you. Be free, little one. Where is he? Oh, I missed him. I know he's out there somewhere. Is there something there? We must be due a shark in a minute. There's something swimming about there. There's another one there. And there's one there. It's quite difficult to see where they are. There's one there, I think. Well, it's gone over there. Maybe if it fancies the bait, it might take it. Yeah, it has. Right. Come on. See if it's a small fish. There's more chance of a shark taking it. This coming in. It's not going to take it now. Common. Nice. Did you? See, there was always, when's it, when the C64 was out? Or no, it was, yeah, the VIC-20, Commodore VIC-20, and then Commodore 64. Then you had the Amiga. Then I jumped into the home consoles because you had like the NES and Master System. But before that, it was a Spectrum versus Amstrad. The Amstrad was like a long, rigid bit of plastic with a keyboard on it and a tape recorder built into it, whereas the Spectrum was a little tiny thing with a rubber keys on it, and you had to use like a separate cassette player that you adjusted the volume on. So you press play, and unless you got the volume right, it wouldn't always load a game. It was ridiculous. So I had to put like Tipex marks on the dial, on the volume, so that, and then in the end try and memorise which one, which of the volumes was the perfect loading, because you'd get right to the end of loading on the Spectrum and then it would just crash. And it was the same with the ZX81 before that. So that's when I started. Although we'd had, my parents had got a Binatone, which is like the paddle game, so you had Pong, and it had a light gun with it as well. So we started with that, and then the Atari, we used to hire that from the local video shop. I can't remember if we actually owned one. I don't remember if we actually owned one, or we just kept hiring it, and then I sort of, I think because I was doing my school, I wasn't doing great at school, so I needed to concentrate the last couple of years at school. and then I started work, and then with my first real wage packet, I went out and bought a ZX81. Those were the days with a 16k RAM pack the next week. 16k. Oh, it'd be nothing now. The good old days. The games I loved in the ZX8, there was Asteroids, and it was just basically the letter V was your spaceship. Hello, creator. Yeah, see, I never had the BBC, but what did I had the floppy disk for the Commodore 64, so you could put like floppy disks in. So I'd got that, and you could instead of using, because you had your cassette thing, I reckon that might be a trevally. You can actually see the shape of the fish. That must be a bit of a bug in the game there. Surely they wouldn't have wanted you to see that. I lost it anyway. But we can probably catch it again if I can cast in exactly the same spot. But yeah, so the Commodore 64's cassette, they did a little disk drive as well with floppy disks, so you could copy your tape games over to your disk drive, which was, and it was so much easier to store them. But obviously you didn't have the artwork. And then the Amiga was little hard discs with a built-in disk drive on the side, so that was very cool. So that was really probably first proper computer I had. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, me too. But I sort of, I've got an old Dreamcast, that's the old, and I've still got the PlayStation 4 just. Considering getting rid of that, because now I've got the PlayStation 5. I don't actually switch the PlayStation 4 on anymore, so it's just sitting there. But I've got the old Dreamcast that doesn't work anymore, doesn't read discs. So the laser must be gone on that. But I tended to now, I like collecting handhelds, so I've got, because I've always used them for travel, so I started buying them, and then they're the only things that I haven't really got rid of when I've moved on to the next one. Most of the time on the consoles, I sell the consoles to fund the next iteration, and then instantly regret it. So I must have bought about 3 or 4 Dreamcasts. Kept going through phases. Same with the Saturn. I had pretty much the complete collection of the UK released games, including the Panzer Dragoon sagas and Burning Rangers and things like that. And then I, moved, and I needed. It was just in a box somewhere because I didn't have the space, so I just sold it or put it on eBay, sold it, and did the same with the Dreamcast as well, and then instantly regretted it, ended up buying another one and have to try and buy the games again. That's the thing, it starts getting difficult. The only handheld that I've really not kept and regretted was my original Atari Lynx. I got rid of that, so I haven't got an Atari Lynx, but I've got Evercade, which you can get the sort of the Atari Lynx collection. It's not quite the same as owning the original console, but they're so expensive now. But yes, so I've got from Japan the Game Boy Advanced Micro, which was I'm sure that was a limited edition Mario one with the Mario cartridge, Super Mario Brothers cartridge. I've got like limited edition Monster Hunter PSP from Japan as well. I've got obviously a Vita still. I've got God knows. I think I've got the Flip Game Boy Advance. I haven't. Don't think I've got the ones the original Game Boy Advance that you had to sort of send off and get hacked to get the back screen done on it because the back screen lighting was so poor. I've got a box Game Gear. I've got box Game Boys. I've got like I think it's called Wonder Boy, which is like a SNES portable thing with like SNES cartridges into, which is quite good. Maybe one day I'll go onto Twitter and I'll post some of the things, but yeah, I sort of collect the handheld consoles, and I've started doing because there's all of these Android ones now as well that you can get quite cheap, and I've got a few of those as well. I used to have a local GP32 as well, which was good for emulation. Only it wouldn't do all of the Dreamcast games that well, because I wanted to play Dreamcast games on the go, so I guess the way forward for me now would be to get a Steam Deck, but I can't justify it. So yes, I've got the Evercade, not the latest version, the XP one, but the earlier one, which I play retro games on whenever I travel now. Swap between that and the PSP, whatever. I don't use the Vita so much, but the PSP I still love. See the DS. I went through God knows what iterations of that. Given I've kept the XL one. I might have one of the smaller ones. So the 3DS. Didn't bother with the 2D. I thought, what was the point of making a 3DS and then doing a 2D? That seems strange to me. But then Nintendo are licensed to print money anyway, so especially out in Japan, just watching people queue up for, you know, a release of a console or a game that probably would never see the day of, a lot of dating sims never see the day of light in Europe, and they're just queuing for them round the block outside of the shops in Shinjuku or Akihabara. It's incredible to see. So, I'm surprised we haven't caught a shark. I'm going to do one more cast here, and then I think what I'm going to do is we go back over and go through, see what all the maps that they've been doing, the free Japan DLC up to this S6 one, which is Shakotan Cape, to have a look at all the, which have been the last 6 now locations that we've had. And I think I will decide which is my favourite so far, which I think I already know without going back over them. That's not biting, is it? It's not interested. Oh, now it is. Just had to move it. So I haven't noticed any animations. Well, I say that. Obviously you've got the birds. There's a bit of mist going over there. Got the clouds going over. Maybe there's something behind me. Oh, really? I mean, visually, and the system was a fantastic system, but and playing, yeah, the playing. So let's go and have a look at the different. We'll go through the locations. So we got S1 to S6. So let's go and have a look at. This is Ibisu and Daikoku Rock. So this was the first free DLC we got of the Japan locations, which again is another coastline one. And what have we got? So we got pretty much the same fish in here as we had in the last map. But I think compared to that last map, I quite like this one. Those are the two rocks which are allegedly named after two gods, I think. Let's cast out there. Yeah, I think, you know, when it was released, because Call of Duty was pretty cool on it. Was there Killzone Mercenaries on it? I think there was, wasn't there? That was a pretty cool game as well. Then we had Drake as well on there. Had some decent racing games, like the F1s. That silly pad on the back that you could poke your fingers through. What was there? There was some paper game. I can't remember what it was called. But that was quite cool in it, and that was probably one of the only ones that really utilised the console as it was meant to be, and they actually made the game around all the different things. I'm sure that you could use the mic to blow into it. That made fans move or something, or lifted paper up so that you could see. Was it tear down or something? I can't remember. It was very cool, and you sort of thought, well, if they can do this sort of thing, because I think the Drake, I can't remember what it was called. Not Drake's Fortune, that's console, what, the PS4 one. But you rub the screen and it would just, show a coin or something. It's like, surely you could do better than that. Utilise the console better than just like rubbing etchings, creating etchings and things. But screen-wise, sound-wise, and control-wise, there's nothing wrong with the Vita. It was a step up from the PSP, very powerful. Big head. I wonder if years down the road we'll all be talking about like our first VR headsets. So I've got a personal best. An Asian sheephead grass. Goodbye, I'll let you go. Yeah, do you reckon? Because I've still got my still got my Oculus Go. I've still got my Quest, original Quest. I've still got my first PSVR headset. And obviously I've got this is my second Quest 2. My sister's got my first one. It's shame on her, she doesn't use hardly at all. Doesn't have time, so she loves Beat Saber. So she absolutely loves games like that. And things like Lucky's Tale as well. Yes, but I wonder if we'll be, reminiscing in, say, 25 years' time, saying, oh, do you remember the Oculus Go? What a headset that was. Oh yeah. Well, oh yeah. No worries. Take care. Enjoy. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, Pursuit Force. I think, is that the one where you jump between the vehicles? Is that one I'm thinking of the right one there? It did like a QTS. QTE, I mean, not QTE. It's quick time event. And you landed on the vehicle. I'm sure I've got one. I've got the first one. I don't think I got the second one. But I love Outrun, Coast to Coast. Play that all the time. Then I started getting into, because they released Phantasy Star Online on the Vita, and I started playing that again. Because I put God knows how many hours into that on the Dreamcast. That was my first experience of playing games online. The dial-up modem. I think that was 23 years ago. 2000. What is this craziness? You talk about the internet. Playing online. How is it possible? Yeah, used to meet up people and play through the game. Just character was just ridiculously high level by the end of it. You couldn't, and you couldn't, every time you went, you just didn't bother collecting in the end because the Nessa, was it Mesa? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? You just didn't have anything decent drop anymore. You maxed your weapons out. Oh well. Yeah. Yeah. You make me want to go and play them. That's the thing, you sort of think about every so often. They sort of stick in your mind. You think, oh, I need to play it. Then you have to charge it up because the battery's flat on it. And by the time you've charged it up and you just go to do it, something else distracts you. Life gets in the way of gaming. My missus would say it's the other way around. Your gaming gets in the way of my life. She knows this is my way of relaxing and chilling out. keeps egg less. Okay, let's check out the other locations. I would say that I prefer this to the last area so far. So let's go to Lake Toya. Well, this is quite cool because you've got little town there on the coast. Got looks like a little island there. God, I don't think I've played this one since it came out. It's quite nice. But again, it's another saltwater one. Or is it? No, it's not, is it? This is a lake. This is hence the name, Lake Toya. Oh, that's a small fish. They're all going to be small compared to little minnow. Look at the detail in that. This just looks so close to real as you possibly could get. Again, this would be close between this and the last location, I think. As to how much I like it. I think it's because of the greenery. $135 I've caught those. That's when you realise that you've spent probably too much time in a game when there's 135 of one fish species. And that's not even one of the highest numbers of fish species that I've caught of one specific fish. Well, this is small. It's coming in too easy. It's got to be a minnow or a bitterling. Oh, look at that! Wow, it's a silver moony. Epic. I've only got 5 of those, so that's a rarity. It looks like a monofish, we call them in the UK. It's like a brackish fish, almost like an angelfish. I was aiming over there, but whatever. Cool, that's between the two. Close enough, he might bite. Clouds gathering. That's quite a big fish. Might be a largemouth bass or something. Or a large trout. Largemouth bass, so I was right first time. Let's do one more cast here, then we go and have a look at another location. Oh, is this stream playing up? How long's it been doing that? I didn't think it was doing too bad when I looked last. So it must have... what's it been doing? Come on. There we go. No, I thought we've... It'd been doing so well. Wonder why it's all of a sudden started playing up. Got a bite. Wasn't ready for this. Well, the internet's sorted itself out too, which is handy. A bulbous chub. Right, let's go to the next location. So I'd say I'm sort of torn between this and the previous one as to my favourite of those three so far, but those two are definitely ahead of it. S6, so this, I love this location because I've actually been here. So this for me is easily hands down my favourite location on the DLC, just because I can relate to it, so I can understand other people with like the US maps. I've met lots of people that play the game that are actually either from the location or they've fished in the locations, which is really cool for them to tell you about their fishing tales. But yeah, I haven't fished in Bueno Park. I don't know if they even do. They usually have like allocated. That's our little Rancho goldfish. I'm going to keep 35 of those we got. Yeah, they have like proper fishing sort of lakes, artificial lakes usually, that they fish from. So I don't remember ever seeing anybody fishing in Bueno Lake before. big. So, let's do lure fishing. So what shall we use? Let's just go for the little maggot on the end of the line and see what we can catch. Instantly got a bite by the looks of it, yeah. Not very big. Crucian carp. So, that's not the best. That's the best rod. What about the best reel? That looks like it's half decent. So look at that. So this is like the dragon. This, can't remember what I had to do to get this, but it's like one of the special fishing competitions, I think. You had to take part in. Whether it was like catching gold species of fish. But that's what I love about this game. I know that they're talking about there's going to be another competition of catching as many gold fish of a certain species that I believe is possibly coming this month or next month. In fact, you can twitch or just constantly reel it in. It feels like a different style of fishing. In some species you can catch easier. You know, with the lure. Style of fishing than the ordinary casting. Although I'm still catching the same species of fish. So big mouth bass, I think. Large mouth bass, I should say. It's getting worse. Right, we'll do this last one. And we'll check out the next map. But yes, I would say this is by far my favourite I like the fact that you've got all the you know, the cherry blossom in flower, but also I tend to like the sort of city locations more than the rural ones. So if it's got like, you know, cityscapes in the background, or it's like a fishing village or something like that, then I tend to like those more than the sort of more countrified, beautiful ones. Okay, so that's number 3. Number 4 was Oshima Bridge. Yeah, so this is quite cool. Back on the saltwater again. So we do a bit of lure fishing. See what we can get. There's bound to be sharks. Yeah. So let's cast out there. This is quite cool because you've got the animations of the cars going over the bridges. Guessing that is a lifting section there to allow ships to pass under. Shishamu. Oh, look, double rainbow. Gets a chance to jump again. Really in before it gets a chance to do that. Great barracuda. Not that great, obviously. I've got a fair few of those now. Let's do one more here. It's all in sea green, of course. Japanese mackerel, Spanish mackerel. Can't make up its mind. So there's that one. So I would say, actually, it's close between. So definitely Wenno Park's my favourite out of the 6. This is between this 4th and the 6th is S1 and S2, and then S4 and S6. So let's have a look at this one. S5. Which one's this? Lake Biwa. Lake Biwa Gate. So again, I quite like the fact that it's got sort of the buildings right along the edge of the lake. Any animations? No, don't think we do. Fishing right in front of the shrine there. That's a big trout. Is it salmon? No, it's a hoochie. I thought it was a trout because I saw the spots. That looks like it's a garage over there with a red bit around it. Huge lake, isn't it? Looks like there's a bridge in the distance over there. Am I mistaken? Or is it just the edge of the lake? It looks like a bridge going across it. Because we're on the other side too, like one of the earlier maps that's over that side, so right over the far side there somewhere. Come on fish, I know you want to bite it. Yes. He's coming in quick. One more cast. Didn't get anything that time. Maybe one more cast in over here. Don't want to end up with not catching anything. Oh, it's appeared there now. As soon as you cast somewhere else, the fish appears. Must be like real fishing. So we're not catching anything there either. Even though I can see there's something out there. Let's see if that tempts them. Come on. can see there's 2 or 3 of you over there. One of you's got to be tempted by it. No, don't believe it. Can't believe that. How about over this side again? They won't be able to resist the lure of my bait. No, they will. Maybe I need to change the bait. Let's see, what else can we put on? Let's do the crankbait. See if anybody will like that. That was very quick. Nothing chasing after this either. Right, so not keen on the crankbait at all. Let's do the metal jig. There's still fish swimming about out there. Come on. No. Love the reflection in the water there. So we cast out about half a dozen times now without catching anything. Which proves you can't just put any old bait out there and just cast out and catch something. Need to do a little bit of thought, really. Other than just chuck your line out. Oh, look at that. I never use it. It's colourful, isn't it? It's like a pinata. That's so special that something's got a bite on that. Bite the end off it and loads of little sweeties will fall out. It's not though. Again then, nothing tempted. Yes, I knew they wouldn't be able to resist it. Quite a big tin. So this is going to be my final cast of the evening. Thank you all for joining me. So we got another new DLC, 6-1 of the 3G Japan DLC. Nice saltwater edition. It's not my favourite of the 6, I would say. It's probably in the lower half of the 6 that we've had so far. Epic Great Lake Biwa catfish. I've only caught 10 of them. They're massive. Keep that. Yes, so we've got the 6 maps. I would say definitely Ueno Park's my favourite. I would then say like I would say it's probably Ibisu and Daikoko. My next favourite. Then it's between, I would say, Lake Toya and Lake Biwa, and then I would say it's a toss-up between Shakotan Cape and Oshima Bridge as to which one I like next. But we've got another one coming next month, and probably when I fish that one a bit more, I might, I might warm to it. It may. There's nothing wrong with it. I think we're going to have a quick look at it again. There's nothing wrong with it. I think that's just, if you're there, that's probably what it it looks like. But it looks like very plain there to me. It's almost like I would have maybe preferred looking in because you've got all the scenery behind you. So you've got all of that scenery there and those rocks there. But I suspect that they probably because they wanted you to be able to see those rock formations. It almost looks like there's a walkway or something going along the edge there. But I don't know, even maybe looking that way, I think that the fact that you're looking out there and that's a sparse area that you're looking at and you've got all the scenery and beauty behind you and you're looking out that way, I might have flipped it round there if it was me. Just saying. But yes, it's a free DLC, so what can I say? It's another place to catch sharks on. And yeah, can't wait for the next one. So thank you all for watching. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you all again soon. Another live stream. Tomorrow, fingers crossed, stream working, Operation Wolf on PSVR 2. Take care. Bye bye.